Well, we're out here at Mulcahy Stadium. The Chinooks of Chugiak River are facing off against the Anchorage Glacier Pilots here on the road. My name's Josh Salem, joined with Wyatt Wheelo. It is another hot day, one of the hottest days it feels like in July out here in Alaska, but it's for sure one of the hottest summers that Alaska has had in a long time. Anderson Needham gets the start on the mound. Needham comes in making his seventh appearance and third start, a 6.57 earned run average, 12 and a third innings on the mound, third highest ERA on the team. 14 hits given up, 12 runs, 9 of which have been earned, 14 walks per 12 strikeouts, a 3-1 record. Been pretty successful despite having a large ERA. Starting lineup for the Chinooks, it's Pate Fullerton to lead off as the shortstop, batting second, Jess Davis in center field, J. Paul Fullerton, the catcher, bats third, Daniel Freeman at first base, Hayden Keller, the left fielder, bats fifth, Ethan English, the designated hitter, in the sixth spot, Brandon Cody in right field, Joe Brazil at third base, and cleaning up the lineup in the 9-hole is Patty McCormick at second base. We'll see Michael Barker for the Chinooks, a left-hander, on the mound in the bottom half of the inning. First pitch here to Fullerton, strike one. Pate Fullerton, the UAB Blazer, soon to be. He has committed there, but has not set foot yet on the campus, and is transferring over. Off the plate, fastball tails away. It'll be ball one of the at-bat. Chinooks dropped a game yesterday after giving up 6 runs in the third inning and only 1 in the first. The Pilots never scored again, but they ended up winning that game 7-3. That pitch is going to miss the top of the zone. Right now, Chinooks are on a 6-game losing streak at 6-17, currently in last place on the in the standings, but the Anchorage Bucks lead that at 16-8, Miners 15-8, and the Pilots picked up their 14th win yesterday. 3-1 count here is the fastball away, and so Pate Fullerton trying to get off to a start and be the first base runner for the Chinooks. Sam Potter, the assistant coach in the first base box, and the third base box is occupied with John Groth, the head coach for the Chinooks. The Pilots are coached by the head coach, Jeff Pritchard. 3-1 pitch. Chopped first base side and right to Sam Potter. And go in and out of his hand, and he'll toss it back to the first base dugout where the Pilots are located. Chinooks have an off day for the 4th of July, and happy Independence Day to all those tuning in. The full count pitch. Upstairs, ball 4. Good at bat here for Pate Fullerton. He draws a walk to start off the first inning. That'll bring up Jess Davis. Davis picked up his first home run of the season yesterday. Just plated one out to right field, and that ball got out in a hurry for sure. He instantly knew it off the bat. See if Fullerton tries to take a bag here. We haven't seen Oh Boy defensively behind the plate this season against the Chinooks, but he is behind home. Fastball away. Now, I don't think Fullerton should not try and attempt to steal yet, just till Jess Davis tries to take a strike here after that walk. Fastball missed off the plate, and now he's got an advantage count 1-0. Big opening between first and second. Malcolm Tipler at second base playing in double play that with Matutino. Check swing, didn't go around. Pitch missed inside, ball 2. Davis's family here in Alaska. I had to say bye to my family earlier today. They hugged me bye and are on their way back to Dallas, Texas, where we're from. 2-0 pitch awaiting. Jess Davis going to try and time up a fastball. Instead, ball 3 way off the plate. I've only seen Jess Davis swing at one 3-0 pitch this season. It was with the bases loaded, and he ended up grounding into a double play. That was back in Kenai about 3 weeks ago. It's crazy. The summer has flown by. 3-0 pitch here. And ball 4 way inside, even skips in. Back-to-back walks. Not the start that Anderson Needham wanted to have. We'll pause for a moment. The pitching coach is out for a conversation with Needham. The last time that Anderson Needham pitched against the Chinooks, they won that game 3-2. And Needham got an appearance in relief, 3.1 innings and 3 runs given up. Did not get the loss, however, even though he gave up those 3 runs to the Chinooks. Runners on first and second. First pitch here to J. Paul Fullerton. He'll take it low, ball 1. Both runners on base reached via the walk. Last 3 starts for Needham have been a total of 8 2/3 innings. He's given up a total of 12 runs. Capped foul on the pitch inside, and Fullerton out in front. Fullerton, last 2 days, has done very well. He's catching tonight for the Chinooks. Yesterday, a double in his first at-bat, RBI ground out in the third, and then 2 ground outs to shortstop to end his final 2 at-bats. But before that, he had 4 of 5 hits against the minors. The Baylor University Needham comes set. And the 1-1 delivery. Curveball way out. Did not break in.
Needham sure looks like he's not settled in yet. We'll see if he can get settled before it gets too out of hand for him.
Well, the Chinooks would love to see him a day of just explosiveness at the plate. Had out-hit the Pilots yesterday 10-9, but still dropped that game by 4 runs. Just couldn't get too much offense going when they had runners in scoring position. Smash to the right side, base hit. That should bring in a run, and they're going to move over Jess Davis to third base. It will bring in a run. RBI single for J. Paul Fullerton. Chinooks lead 1-0 here in the first inning. Brings up Daniel Freeman. And Fullerton just getting a nice line drive out in front on it and plates it to right field. Jess Davis rounded second, got to third base safely. Runners on the corners here for Daniel Freeman, who will try and get a base hit, or at least hit something deep to the outfield, stay out of a double play. Defensively for the Pilots, it is in left field, Dalen Colligdon, center field, E.J. Andrews, right field, Garrett Spain. First pitch here popped up and out of play. On the infield, third baseman is Zach Sagel. The shortstop, Matutino. Second base, Malcolm Tipler. At first base, Alex Beza. And behind the plate, Jackson O'Boy. Payoff pitch with the 0-1 count. First batter, Needham's gotten ahead to, but that skips away, and J. Paul Fullerton will easily advance to second. Takes away the double play, which is what you want to see. O'Boy tried to block it up, but that'll be a wild pitch to move up a runner to second base. So Freeman has a chance to make it a 3-0 game if he can bring in J. Paul Fullerton at second base, who had the RBI single to plate Pate Fullerton, his brother. And over the past 3 days, he's been doing it a lot. 1-1 pitch. Smash to the left side, a base hit. Fullerton will advance to third. They're going to hold him up on the RBI single. Daniel Freeman, a heads-up play. He slides in safely to second base. Never stopped running, even on the throw, and that's still a single with an advance on the throw. He threw it home, and it was cut off by the third baseman Sagel, but Chinooks lead 2-0. It brings up Hayden Keller. Wow, you love the heads-up play right there by Daniel Freeman.
Daniel Freeman is one of the smartest base runners I've ever seen play the game. He takes as many bases as they will allow him to, and a lot of times it's just times where other guys wouldn't think to.
Pilots, no one warming in their bullpen. Inside, way inside, and good job by Hayden Keller. He just barely misses his body, but he stayed in there. Chinooks with the 2-0 lead on 2 hits and 2 walks here in the first inning. Needham coming set. Ground ball to the right side, and that will bring in a run as J. Paul Fullerton will come in on the RBI. Ground out to first base by Hayden Keller. You'll take that any day to bring in a run. And as for Keller, that is Hayden's, I believe, 14th RBI this season. On the ground out to first. And now can Ethan English, the designated hitter, bring in a 4th run for the Chinooks here in the first inning. Ground ball, chopped to the third base side in foul territory, and John Groth will move out of the way of it. Jake Collins injured catcher right now is going to go down to the third baseline and grab it. Got to try and aim up the middle here if you're Ethan English. Way inside and upstairs for ball one. 1-1 count, 1 out. We've seen some good swings, though, by the Chinooks. Even with Hayden Keller's ground out to first base, Beza made a great play on it, coming off the bag just to grab it. If it gets by him, the Chinooks likely scoring 2 runs. Big swing and a miss in the dirt, and Ethan English down to his last strike here in his first at-bat, a 1-2 count. You got to put something in play here. Chinooks want to get that run in with Brandon Cody on deck. Had an RBI single yesterday to the left side. The 1-2 pitch, might see curveball again. Delivery. Way up and out, and a good job by Freeman just to stay put. Oh, boy. Man, that's a crazy play right there by him to show off the leather and catch it on the fastball spiked away in the left-hander's batter's box. I didn't think he was going to be able to get there.
No, it almost looked like he just tried to dive at it. Like
yeah,
an
just
infielder
knock it
would.
down. Keep it in front. Does a good job there. 2-2 pitch awaiting. Ethan English, the 229 hitter, smashes one left side, and it's going to go way foul. He's had his share of foul home runs this season. He's got 2 tied with Hayden Keller this season, and 2 other guys on the team with a home run. Brandon Cody, a solo one, or a 2-run home run a few weeks ago. Big swing and a miss. Ethan English down on strikes for out number 2. Chinooks desperately trying to get in a 4th run, have striked with 3, but have a bad habit of striking out with runners on third base and less than 2 outs. That's an opportunity to just freely score a run if you can hit a ground ball up the middle or a sac fly to the outfield. Brandon Cody will try and do it with 2 outs here. Joe Brazil waiting on deck. And the delivery, first pitch, chopped foul, caught him out in front. Coming out of Biola University. One of 3 players from Biola. Joey Levitt, a pitcher, and Hannes Kindreich, a pitcher as well for the Chinooks. Cody yesterday, the RBI single, and other than that, was just 1 for 4 on the day. He'll take strike 2 on the Osby. Gonna have to battle here. Big backstop. If it gets away from oh boy, likely will have a drop third strike base hit, and he'll take down to first, and the throw down from oh boy, right on target, and Baeza will catch it. So the Chinooks do strand 1 with Daniel Freeman, the RBI single to bring in Jess Davis after J. Paul Fullerton brought in his brother Pate Fullerton. Chinooks lead 3-0. Michael Barker and the defense coming out. We'll give you the starting lineup for the Pilots as the Chinooks strike out with the last 2 guys to end the inning. We are back for the bottom of the first. Chinooks score 3 runs in the first inning off 2 walks and 3 hits. The RBIs coming from Fullerton, J. Paul, and Daniel Freeman to score Pate Fullerton and Jess Davis, who both reached via the walk, and then Hayden Keller, the ground out, to score J. Paul Fullerton as well. Chinooks currently lead 3-0 in the first. They're trying to get through the first inning unscathed and try and just shut down the Pilots. It'll be a lefty-on-lefty matchup with Malcolm Tipler to lead us off against Michael Barker. Dalen Colligdon, the left fielder, bats second. Matatino, the shortstop, next. Jordan Brandenburg, the designated hitter, in the 4th spot. E.J. Andrews in center field, batting 5th. Batting 6th, Alex Beza. At first base, Zach Sagel, the third baseman batting 7th. Garrett Spain, the right fielder, bats 8th. And Jackson O'Boy, the catcher, bats 9th. 1-0 count here. First pitch missed. And the next one coming in here. Strike 1 on the outside part of the plate.
It's a good frame by J. Paul Fullerton there.
Looked a little bit off, but all the same, strike 1. And the home plate umpire had a few like that in the first inning towards the Chinooks as well. Foul tipped from Malcolm Tipler. Tipler yesterday led off for the Pilots, scored 1 run, and that was back in the third inning. The 6 runs scored in that third inning. Had the hit by pitch, but was 0 for 4 on the day with a strikeout after that. Fastball upstairs, missing, 2-2 count. Michael Barker comes in this season with the 7.71 earned run average, 16 and a third innings, 23 hits given up, and 14 runs, all of which were earned. 3-2 count here. Can't afford a walk for the Chinooks. Allow Malcolm Tipler to reach. It's 9 strikeouts and 9 walks this season for him. 0-2 record for Michael Barker. Got ahead in the count 1-2. You've got to find a way to get a strike in here. Force action against Tipler. Instead, it's way up and inside, and a walk to Malcolm Tipler. Brings up Dalen Colligdon, the left fielder. Chinooks this season have walked 99 guys. Well, correction, on the stats, the game last night was not put in, and so it may be over 100 now, as the Chinooks did walk a few guys last night. Yeah, they're at exactly 101. Fastball upstairs, and J. Paul Fullerton calling time. Wants to go out with Michael Barker. Have a conversation. We'll pause for a moment. Barker coming set, pick off to first, way high and in and out of the glove. And that'll be an error for Michael Barker. Daniel Freeman thought he grabbed it, but runner moves up to second base. Well, as I said, once you put up 3 runs in an inning, you got to find a way to get just 3 outs or give up no runs. And right now, Chinooks are not looking too good to do that. Barker struggling here after giving up the leadoff walk to Malcolm Tipler. Has not been able to find a strike against Dalen Colligdon yet. 1 ball upstairs. Delivery here. Big swing and a miss. Much better from Michael Barker. Lower in the zone. Little high, but left fielder Colligdon swinging through it. Colligdon had a good day yesterday at the plate. Hit by pitch back in that inning as well in the third. Back-to-back with Malcolm Tipler. 2 ground outs and a flyout. Did score a run. Barker, the delivery here. Big swing and a miss from Colligdon. There's another fastball that was upstairs. And if I'm Michael Barker here, I'm throwing the same pitch. Colligdon has chased it twice. May even go a little bit higher than that. Ensure a pop-up if he connects. Colligdon comes out of his junior year at the University of Hawaii. Malcolm Tipler still creeping towards third. Will take a step back. Strikeout for Dalen Colligdon as he chases away. First strikeout for Michael Barker, and much better on that last pitch in the zone. Brings up Matt Otino, the shortstop. And you got to take into account that Michael Barker's fastball runs away with an arm side run towards the left-hander's batter's box. And that pitch perfectly placed. Chose not to go high. Instead went low, and just a defensive swing by Colligdon whiffs. Ground ball to shortstop. Runner will go. He's caught up in a rundown. Fullerton gives it up to third base. Running hard, Joe Brazil. He'll run it all the way back, tag him, and the out is made. Runner will move up to second, but a good job by Joe Brazil to tag him out, and that is not a heads-up play by Malcolm Tipler.
It was good base running by Otino to take second base, but Brazil almost slid far enough on the turf to tag them both.
Goes as a fielder's choice to put Otino on. Had the ground out to shortstop initially, but Malcolm Tipler took one extra step and thought better of it as he hesitated. And that's when, as soon as you hesitate as a runner, you're in great jeopardy of getting out. The ground out there, and so Chinooks do have a chance here to get out of it. They will shade towards the left side against Jordan Brandenburg, the designated hitter. First pitch here from Michael Barker. In the dirt, good block by J. Paul Fullerton behind the plate. One 0 count, 2 outs. Looking for a big out here. Joe Brazil hugging the line at third base, trying to keep it from a double. And time called at home. Michael Barker, no pitch. Defensively, the Chinooks in left field, Hayden Keller, center, Jess Davis, Brandon Cody in right, Joe Brazil at third, Pate Fullerton at short. At second, Patty McCormick, Daniel Freeman at first, and J. Paul Fullerton behind the plate. That pitch is going to just miss low, a 2-0 count. One walk in the inning to Malcolm Tipler, who just got caught in a rundown. Michael Barker going to Fresno Pacific next year, or transferring over from Taft College. The 2-0 delivery. 3-0 upstairs. Don't want to face E.J. Andrews, who had a home run yesterday, the 3-run home run that ensured that fourth, fifth, and sixth, runs in the third inning. Got to work all the way back here. Delivery. And swinging for Brandenburg, he'll foul it back. Brandenburg in his freshman year out of Canada Community College and the hometown of San Carlos, California. It's exciting for me when you see guys from Texas, though, up here in the ABL, as that's where I'm from. There's three guys on the team for the Pilots from Texas. A few guys on the Chinooks as well. In the dirt and scooped up, kept in front. It'll bring up E.J. Andrews on the walk. Now the tying run comes to the plate with E.J. Andrews. Runners on first and second would be in the same scenario even if Otino couldn't have gotten to second base, as the walk would have moved him up. But you got to find a way to get E.J. Andrews out here. Andrews, the 206 hitter, first home run hit yesterday. Does have 15 hits this season. 2 outs in the inning. Chinooks looking for one more here. And the delivery. Inside, missing ball 1, low. Pilots have frequently done a great job of damaging the Chinooks when they give up free passes. E.J. Andrews trying to bring in a few runs here in the first with 2 outs. And that pitch even lower. Michael Barker going to have to find a better spot to throw it with and start it, as he's struggling to find the zone here. Has not given up a hit, but 2 walks in the inning. 2 outs. Chinooks just need 1 out here. See if E.J. Andrews can make a mistake on a swing. 2-0 delivery. Fouled up and out of play. Gave us a nice ricochet on a shake up here in the press box. Biggest pitch of the game right here with runners on first and second. 2-1 count. A check of the runner at second. Barker a double check, and the fastball way up and out. Fullerton able to make the catch, and I think Michael tried too hard to throw that one. And you cannot afford to have 3 walks in this inning. Not with Alex Beza and how well he's done against the Chinooks, the left-handed hitter, on deck. Big swing and a miss, full count. Runners will be on the move here with a 3-2 pitch and 2 outs.
It's worth noting, too, that we talked about it last night, but the mound here is a strange one, and a lot of our pitchers have struggled to get settled in. So it looks like Michael's starting to figure it out, but that may have something to do with the early misses.
And the 3-2 delivery popped up on the infield. And going back is Patty McCormick. He calls for it. Will make the grab. Chinooks get out of it. Despite 2 walks, Michael Barker, great job by him in the defense for the Chinooks to give up or to strand the 2 runners to the Pilots. It's 3-0 as we go to the top of the second inning. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball on YouTube.com. Well, we are back for the top of the second inning. Chinooks scored 3 runs in the first. Joe Brazil will lead us off here as the 8-hole third baseman for the Chinooks off Anderson Needham. Chinooks did score those 3 runs. First 2 guys walked, 3 hits after that, and then 2 strikeouts. First pitch is bounced in the dirt, ball 1. Chinooks stranded 2 runs as well in the bottom half for the Pilots. Inside, upstairs, 2-0 count. It was 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, 3 runs, and 3 hits given up. 2 hits given up in the first inning. Way inside, ball 3. I don't imagine that Joe Brazil will be swinging here. And you said it, the mound is different. We zoomed in on it yesterday. There's a big patch of turf just stranded there. And that pitch, strike 1 on the corner. Joe Brazil actually kind of tweaked his arms forward at it.
He thought about swinging, but I think he knew that he wasn't going to.
Yeah, just trying to get his timing down. 3-1 pitch awaits, no outs. The delivery. Big swing and a miss, was trying to go yard with it. It'll work a full count. Got to shorten up, put something in play here. See if Needham throws fastball or curveball. Hit the fastball up the middle, take the curveball and off speed away. Hits one off the end of the bat to straightaway center, and it'll be a fly out to E.J. Andrews for out number 1 to start us off in the second inning. Patty McCormick, the 9-hole up next. Second baseman made the third out of the bottom of the first inning as caught a fly ball off the bat of E.J. Andrews. McCormick hitting .118 this season. 2 doubles of his 4 hits. And he'll take low and away, ball 1. Has great speed, and Sagal is back at third base. You lay down a bunt, Patty McCormick has a chance to beat it out at first. He likes to push towards second. And that pitch is called for strike 1. 1-1 count. From up here, the only thing we can tell you is if it's off the plate or one way or the other. From a height difference, we can't really. That pitch, strike 2, inner half. Great pitch from Needham. Good fastball. That's what he's been going with here against the first 2 guys. May try and spoil a curveball in there, but might go fastball again. He did go curveball, and it'll work 2-2 as it misses low and away. McCormick did not get in the game yesterday, but struck out in his only 2 at-bats against the Miners 2 days ago. 2-2 delivery. Even further out, a full count for the second time in the inning. Joe Brazil had an at-bat to go, flew out to center field. Can Patty McCormick get us started here with a base runner? Become the fifth base runner for the Chinooks today. Inside and up high. That'll be the 3rd walk issued as Patty McCormick, his size helps him out there. The fastball missing, and it'll bring up the top of the order with Pate Fullerton. Well, again, we're keeping our eye on the Pilots' bullpen. No one warming up down there, and no one been sent down there just yet. As you want to find a way to get Needham, despite him giving up 3 runs. You want to try and find a way to get him through maybe the 4th inning, the 5th inning, with as little as harm done as possible. And that pitch taken for strike 1. Fullerton with power to all sides of the field. He's got a big opening down that third base line. And has great speed. He may even try and drop one down here with the 0-1 count. McCormick at first. Good lead. He takes off. The throw will be down to second and called out on the slide in from Patty McCormick. I think he was better off sliding in head first there. He could have gotten his hand in, but a great throw from O'Boy to throw him out. The sophomore at UC Davis. And Patty McCormick kind of slipped when he took off for half a second, and that's when you just shut it down, go back to first base. Way inside ball one of the 1-2 at bat here to the left-handed hitting Pate Fullerton.
That would have been a good pitch to go on there.
Yeah, not the 0-1 with the fastball right on the corner. And, oh boy, didn't even have to move. Throw down a laser to second base. So Tino applying the tag. Chinooks in jeopardy of going up 3 down here in the inning. Fastball too far out. 2-2 count. McCormick's second time of being caught stealing. He's 3 for 5 now. Pate Fullerton walked in his first at bat. He has worked to count from 0-2 all the way back to 3-2. McCormick gets one more half step. He's in there safely. He almost made it in safely even with the perfect throw. 3-2 delivery. Chopped first base side foul. Good defensive swing by Fullerton. It looked to be inside, but you can't be too careful there. We've seen quite a few guys get rung up just for taking pitches a few inches off the plate, whatnot. If the umpires are calling it that day, you're out. 3-2 pitch and waiting. Inside and a walk for Pate Fullerton. He's on for a second time today in 2 innings. And that's a tough break for Patty McCormick. Get caught stealing after a walk. And that sends out, oh boy, to talk with Needham. Jess Davis up next. Walked in his first at bat and scored a run, the second run of the ball game. Did see a pitcher go down to the Pilots bullpen, but he is currently walking back. He went down, touched the bands, didn't do any work with the bands, and is heading back to the dugout. That is Kerfman, who we saw last night to close out the game. We likely won't see him again today. Fastball off the plate, ball 1. Davis, again the walk, J. Paul Fullerton on deck. RBI single down the right field line in his first at bat. Fullerton thinking about going here, and he will on the delivery. Way inside and a stolen base. Fullerton took off for second base and never stopped after that. And that will go as a stolen base for the Chinooks. Great jump. Needham picked up his leg, and, we talk about defensive indifference. At that point, because of the jump that Pate Fullerton got, it's a stolen base. There was absolutely no way that oh boy was throwing him out from there. 2-0 pitch. In the dirt, and ball 3 to Jess Davis. Needham in jeopardy of walking 5 guys in the first 2 innings of play. See if Davis tries to belt a 3-0 pitch here. The right fielder is shading more towards center field. That's Garrett Spain. Drop one down that right field line, and you've got extra bases. 4-pitch walk, and that will be Jess Davis reaching for the second time today in 2 at-bats and 2 innings. And oh boy, out a second time for a conversation. Again, no one brewing in the bullpen for the Pilots. Haven't seen anyone even attempt to stand up down there. I don't know if the pitchers are in the dugout or if they're standing down there. I saw on Foul Pole, an Instagram application, that the Pilots were playing cards down in Kenai. Got a good laugh out of that one. We've seen a lot of shenanigans from the bullpens across America in these summer leagues. Fullerton will look for another base hit, make it a 2-for-2 day, and try and bring in his brother for a second time. Against the Miners, it was the Fullerton brothers with all 5 hits and all 3 runs. Pate Fullerton scoring all 3 times. And capped foul, first pitch. Pate Fullerton hopping around out at second base. He was not being worked by the middle infield. And Jess Davis had all eyes on Pate. They wanted to get a double steal out of this, but you don't want to make the third out at third base with oh boy's arm. You got to make sure, without a doubt, that you're making it to third base. Hit hard to right field. Will it fall in? It will. It's going to hop up. They're going to wave around Pate Fullerton. Runner is going to go to third. Jess Davis slides in safely. And that's going to be another RBI single to make it a 4-0 ball game as it falls right in front of the right fielder, Garrett Spain. Boy, I wonder how many times the rest of the season we're going to be seeing J. Paul Fullerton bringing his brother, Pate Fullerton. That's pretty fun to watch.
And it's happened a lot in the last few days. I hope we can keep it going.
Chinooks started off the inning on a fly ball from Joe Brazil to center field for out number one. Patty McCormick walked, got caught stealing, and then Fullerton walked. Jess Davis walked with runners on first and second. The RBI single from Fullerton there. Strike one to Daniel Freeman, who had the RBI single to left field in his first at bat. Four to 0 lead for the Chinooks. Runners on the corners. The delivery. Inside, going to hit Daniel Freeman. Will load the bases. Hayden Keller up next. Just took it right off the tush and wore the curveball right in the left cheek. That'll load the bases for Hayden Keller. Chinooks want to get in a few more runs here and open up the scoring. Put some pressure on the Pilots with 4 runs already in. Still 2 outs. Needham working on the mound. First pitch here to Hayden Keller. And it's upstairs for ball 1. Keller, the ground out to first base. Almost squeaked one past the glove of Alex Beza at first base.
Jess Davis was creeping down the third baseline here. He's not being watched too closely, and with his speed, he may try and go.
Well, you likely don't do that, especially with the 2-0 count and a right-hander. All he has to do is step off and throw home. Jess Davis does have speed, but you trust Hayden Keller. He's leading your team second in batting average on your team. 3-0 delivery. Hit up the middle, right at Malcolm Tipler. He misses it. That's going to be a base hit. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. It's a 6-0 ball game as somehow it gets underneath the glove of Malcolm Tipler. He couldn't decide if it was going to be in the air or if he was going to have to pick it out of the ground. It's 6-0. And I think that's a hit for Hayden Keller. It went right underneath the glove. It was never touched by the second baseman. It will be a hit for the Chinooks. 2-run single for Hayden Keller with 2 outs here. Brings up Ethan English. Ground ball to the third baseman. Sagal makes the play, the throw to first, and the out made. Chinooks get 3 runs in the inning with 2 outs, as it was 2 walks to Pate Fullerton, Jess Davis, both coming around to score off the single from J. Paul Fullerton, and then Hayden Keller brings in 2 more runs. It is now 6-0, 3 runs scored in both of the first 2 innings. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. We'll be back in a moment. Michael Barker, deep breath, lefty on lefty matchup here with Alex Beza, strike one on the corner. Chinooks get 3 more runs in the top half of the second inning. It's 6-0. They did get 2 hits, but 3 walks in the inning helped lead to that. It was Hayden Keller, the 2-run single. Just got under the glove of Malcolm Tipler, the second baseman. J. Paul Fullerton, his second RBI single to right field in the first 2 innings. Fullerton and Jess Davis have both scored 2 runs in the ballgame, as has J. Paul Fullerton. 1-1 count, no outs. The one pitch is off the plate on the fastball. Beza, one of the taller guys on the team, 6'4", 225, redshirt freshman at the University of Hawaii, Manoa. Smashes one to right field. That's going to get in for a base hit. It'll be picked up by Brandon Cody. Has a great arm, and he'll get it in quickly. First hit of the ballgame for the Pilots comes to lead us off here in the second. Usually we see Beza go the opposite way, but good swing there. Gets around it. And that's strike one, a little off the plate there. Good job by Michael Barker to get ahead here. Double play in order. Runner goes. Hit hard to left field. That's going to be a base hit. They're going to wave around Beza. Throw is to third, and it's going to be sliding in safely Beza. That'll be a base hit for Siegel, as Siegel puts runners on the corners here. Still a 6-0 lead, but the right fielder Garrett Spain up next with runners in scoring position. Beza was hoping to get a stolen base out of it. Instead, he gets to third. Lefty on lefty matchup here. Try and get a double play out of it. You'll sacrifice the run for the double play when you're up by 6 runs. Have seen a pickoff thrown away in and out of the glove high of Daniel Freeman at first. You got to make sure you safely get it over there. Ground ball to second base. Patty McCormick will come in, field it, and throw to first quickly for the out. An RBI ground out for out number 1 here in the inning.
That ball was just hit too soft to try and turn to. It's a smart play by McCormick to be patient and just get it to first base.
Yeah, you got to make sure that you get an out. And Jackson O'Boy, the 9-hole up next. Malcolm Tipler on deck after walking in the first. Other than that, in these 2 days, he's 0 for 4 with a hit by pitch. 6-1 the score. Runner in scoring position is Zach Sagel. Beza coming in after leading off the inning for the first run for the Pilots. That is Beza's 13th run scored this season, tied for the second most on the team. First pitch misses low, ball 1. Only Matt Otino has 16 runs, and Malcolm Tipler is tied with him. One-0 delivery here. Barker the check of the runner and the delivery. That's going to be a strike on the corner. 1-1 count, 1 out. It looks like Michael is settling in here. Has given up 2 hits in the inning, but all the same, Chinooks are winning 5 runs. By 5 runs, it's 6-1 here in the bottom of the second. Trying to keep it that way and get 2 more outs here against the 9-hole and the top of the order coming back around a second time. Popped up and out of play. Went inside to O'Boy. O'Boy coming out of his sophomore year at UC Davis. Santa Cruz, California native. 6 foot 200 right-handed hitter. Did throw out Patty McCormick trying to take a bag top half of the inning. 2 guys from UC Davis. Nick Johnson, who pitched yesterday, coming out of there as well. Both coming out of California. Quite a few guys from the Pilots of California. Michael Barker will just step off as he saw that Sagel was getting too far out. Sagel yesterday, the big day. My apologies. I was thinking of E.J. Andrews and Zach Morgan. Morgan not in the lineup tonight. Sagal yesterday, 2 strikeouts and 2 groundouts. 1-2 delivery in the dirt, and J. Paul Fullerton quickly jumps on it. Really a 2-2 count. Looking for a find a way to get an out here against the 9-hole. Oh boy. And then take what you get with Malcolm Tipler on deck. Barker, the nod. He gets the pitch he wants. 2-2 delivery. Hit hard to right field. It's going to come in, and Brandon Cody will scoop it up. It's in front of him. They're going to keep the runners on the corners. Cody unable to get to that one, and for a second we thought he was going to be able to lay out and grab it, but it's the third hit for the Pilots here in the inning, and they've got runners on the corners. Oh boy with the base hit, and oh boy came in with just 1 hit in the ABL and 7 at-bats. Lowest batting average of 143 of the players.
He just got here, I think, on the 25th when the Pilots were playing the Chinooks, so he hasn't had long to adjust in his defense.
Pickoff attempt to first does not occur, and Chinooks will look for a double play to only keep it at 1 run given up in the inning. Sometimes base hits work in your favor. Another pickoff to first, safely over is oh boy. You got to make sure you're quick with it, as Malcolm Tipler has speed in the left-hander's batter's box. He's going to have to hit one really hard to the middle infield. Runner goes, and it's popped up to left field. Hayden Keller tailing with it. He's got a good arm, and he's going to make the grab. Runner not going to go, as he's just going to get it in, and that helps the Chinooks tremendously. Malcolm Tipler poking one to left field, and Dalen Colligton up next after striking out swinging. The only strikeout Michael Barker has recorded so far.
I was kind of hoping the runner at third would go, because I think that
It's a perfect throw
I
by
think
Hayden
Keller would have had him by a few steps.
Yeah, Keller made a great throw, and the good thing was that Zach Sagal saw the throw in the air and thought, I'm going to stay there. 5-run lead, the Chinooks, 6-1. 4-3 in the hit category. And foul tipped and out of play. Good swing by Colligton. He went down on 3 pitches in his first at bat. It was 3 straight fastballs. He'll work from behind here, the 0-1 delivery. Barker coming set, and the delivery. We'll get a foul tip into the glove of J. Paul Fullerton, strike 2. 0-2 delivery, awaiting 2 outs. Chinooks a strike away from stranding 2 more Pilots here in the bottom of the second inning. 1 run given up and 3 hits. But can they get 1 more out against the Glacier Pilots here on their home turf in the second inning? Runner doesn't go. Delivery. Strike 3. Dalen Colligton down on strikes for a second time and grants Michael Barker his second strikeout. Chinooks give up a run, but strand 2 Pilots. As we're going to the top of the third, Chinooks look to keep the streak up of scoring 3 runs in the first 2 innings. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Well, we're back for the top of the third. It's a 6-1 ball game. Chinooks avoiding a few runs given up against the Pilots in the bottom of the second. Brandon Cody to lead us off here, and he did go around on the first pitch. Chinooks trying to add to the 3 runs in the first, 3 in the second. Can they get a couple more here? And the curveball falling in on the inner half. Cody went down swinging in his first at bat, and Chinooks had 8 batters come to the plate in the second. Can Cody get us started here? With Joe Brazil up next. The 0-2 delivery. In the dirt, good block by Oh Boy. It's a pretty fun name to say as well. Oh Boy. Oh boy, here we go again. No, that's a good one. 1-2 delivery. Chopped to third base side, and a good play by the third base head coach, John Groth. Took the 2-hopper, and he'll toss it back to the third base dugout. Usually just stays clear of him, but it was hit softly enough, I think, right at him that he could make it. He's had a couple close calls his way, too. Curveball there, strike 3. We'll catch Cody looking here. Good breaking ball. Third strikeout for Anderson Needham, and first out of the inning. Brings up Joe Brazil, who flew out to center field with a full count. Third inning of play. Chinook scored all 3 runs last inning with 2 outs. Curveball, first pitch, and swung underneath it by Joe Brazil. Brazil likes to hit the ball hard, and sometimes he'll take some big hacks, just whiff through the ball. Curveball there, strike 2. Needham liking to go through the front door right now. He's feeling very comfortable, despite giving 6 runs up in the first 2 innings. This third inning is the most comfortable we've seen him. Ground ball, third base side, foul ball. Sorry about a little bit of glare from the sun on your screen. Directed right at the right-hander's batter's box. 0-2 pitch. Ground ball, hard to the left side. Will it get through? Shortstop will pick it up. Joe Brazil running hard, and he's going to be out at first base. Oh, my goodness. I thought he beat it out.
It looked to me like he beat it out, but
I
it was
thought he
definitely
beat it out.
a bang-bang play.
Yeah, it was close, but I thought that Joe Brazil beat it out. First base umpire thought otherwise, and Alex Beza with a big stretch from the play from Matt Otino for out number 2.
And props to Otino, because there are not a lot of shortstops who can make that play even close.
Yeah, just released one all the way across from in the 6-5 hole. Robbed Joe Brazil of a hit. Chinooks in jeopardy of going 3 up, 3 down here. And Patty McCormick, who walked in his first at-bat, is up next. One-0 delivery. Curveball inside and got a little help from Oh Boy to bring it back in. 1-1 count nonetheless. Got to take into account that curveball is not crossing the plate except for later. And Oh Boy got I think he got the ball right to the mask as it knocked it off. But, you know, when the home plate umpire is calling a strike that is a curveball in the front door, you can see where the ball's crossing. So he thought it was close enough. He called it a strike. 1-2 count as that one is swung on and missed. Ground ball right to Needham. He'll field it, throw him out at first base, and Patty McCormick out. 3 up, 3 down inning. Chinooks don't get a run. It's 6-1 as we go to the bottom of the third. Michael Barker is back here and ready to go for the third inning. Ball one upstairs to the right-handed hitting shortstop, who hit a ground ball to the shortstop, Pate Fullerton in the first. And they were able to get Malcolm Tipler in a rundown. Going over, it's going to be shallow left field, and Hayden Keller will call off everybody and make the grab. Step in fair territory. There is basically very little foul territory out there on the left side, as it's not really a diamond, but we've got multiple. It's basically an octagon that we have right here with the field, the way the field is shaped. I wish we could show it all to you. There is a pitcher warming up in the bullpen, right-hander throwing for the Pilots. And ball one inside on the flyout. But the field tends to go right towards the foul poles, more so on the left side of the field. And the foul ball space gets even shorter. 1-0 delivery, missing inside a 2-0 count here as both pitches have missed into to Jordan Brandenburg, who drew a walk back in the first inning. Brandenburg will swing, hit one to the left side. Pate Fullerton will turn around, throw a crazy ball over to first base, and the infield single for Jordan Brandenburg. That one much harder than Matotino had to deal with off the bat of Joe Brazil. Did get to it and just tried to release one over to first base, and even a perfect throw is not going to be able to get that one. It's just hit too far away. 4 hits for either team. Chinooks still lead by 5 runs at 6-1. 1 out in the inning brings up E.J. Andrews, who flew out to second to end the first. And the first pitch, strike one down the middle.
Troy Melton out of San Diego State is in the bullpen. It looks like he's just doing some band work right now. I'm not sure if he's going to start warming up soon or not, but he is, in fact, down there in the bullpen starting to get loose for the Pilots.
Pick off to first, and hopefully we will hear in the bottom of the 5th inning from Zach Sundine. He said he might come join us today just for a half inning. The number 1 pitcher, basically the day 1 pitcher for the Chinooks. 0-1 count here, 1 out to E.J. Andrews. Delivery, just missing off the plate. First ball of the at-bat. Otino led off the inning with a fly out to left field, and then the single on the infield from Jordan Brandenburg. Barker coming set. Brandenburg not really a threat at first base to run. Has only attempted 1 stolen base and made it safely. But he's probably 6 feet off of first base when he gets his lead. With a left-hander on the mound and Michael Barker, you're likely not going. Double play in order. Can the Chinooks end the inning with 1? Last 3 games, they've turned at least 1. That pitch fouled back on the fastball. Andrews upset with himself. Barker, a strikeout an inning. Both have come against Dalen Colligdon. He'll try and pick up a third here against E.J. Andrews. Barker coming set. Brandenburg a few feet off first. And the delivery. Ground ball to third base. Fielded by Brazil. Throw to second. The throw on the back end of first. And he's going to be safe at first base. Good attempt by the Chinooks. It was hit too softly to third. If it's a one-hopper to Joe Brazil, you easily get the double play out of it. Patty McCormick on the back end. A great throw on the money to Daniel Freeman. Just a little fast for E.J. Andrews to beat it out. So Alex Beza, the single to right field in his first at bat. And he will look to reach a second time. 2 outs in the inning here, bottom of the 3rd. Fly over by one of the planes here. Andrews with great speed, not going there. First pitch, and happens to just miss low. Great pitcher's pitch, but home plate umpire says it crosses too low. I mean, Beza 6'4" left-handed hitter, so pick off to first base. He's not going to get those pitches called against him, whereas Patty McCormick, I don't want to say he's on the shorter end, but Patty McCormick, not a 6-foot player, still has a lot of pop to him. Ground ball to the left side, fielded by Joe Brazil. Sets his feet, throw to first, and the out made. Chinooks do give up one hit in the inning off of Jordan Brandenburg on the infield, but the next 3 outs recorded. It's 6-1 when we come back. 3 full innings are over with. Pate Fullerton will lead us off here as we go to the top of the 4th inning. 6-1 lead for the Chinooks. And Fullerton today, 2 runs scored on 2 walks. Inside ball 1 and low from Needham. Needham did not walk a batter in the 3rd, but had 3 in the 2nd and 2 in the 1st. Almost all came around to score. Curveball off the plate, called for strike 1. I think that's Needham's go-to pitch right now. Front door to right-handers and back door to lefties. And same spot. I thought that one was closer than the last one, and he calls it for ball 2, a 2-1 count. Must have missed higher. Fullerton crowding the plate. Catcher sets up away. And that'll be strike 2 on the curveball. Needham is a 6'4" freshman out of Baylor University. 2-2 pitch. Way out on the fastball. Tried to get a little more oomph behind it. And we'll have a payoff pitch here with a 3-2 count. Chopped up the middle. Malcolm Tipler charging in hard. Pate Fullerton at first base. Going to be caught by a step and recorded for the first time today. On a good play by the second baseman who had to charge in hard, Malcolm Tipler. Brings up Jess Davis, who has also scored 2 runs. In fact, the first 3 guys in the at-bats today either have 2 walks in their at-bats or an RBI single in those at-bats. That's Jess Davis right now, who's got 2 walks today and has scored 2 runs. Then J. Paul Fullerton scored 2 runs and had 2 RBI singles in the first 2 of his at-bats. Bunt shown, pulled back, ball 1 taken by Jess Davis. Chopped foul, just got a piece of it. Be a 1-1 count here, 1 out. Needham pitched at Rockwall Heath High School in Heath, Texas. 2018 in Rockwall, Texas. That was in 2018. Did not play the 2019 season as a freshman. Did earn District Newcomer of the Year honors, tallied 90 strikeouts in 2018. Pitched and played outfield for 3 seasons at Midland Christian School in Midland, Texas previously. 2-1 delivery. Davis will take low and away. He's on pace to walk for a 3rd time today. There is a right-hander brewing in the bullpen. Just nice and easy plain catch. 3-1 delivery. Called for a strike on the corner. Davis was ready to toss his bat. Haven't really seen Davis rock the socks with his pants, but he's doing it today. I think he did it yesterday, too, for the first time.
He did.
And just going to spoil that pitch on the curveball. 3-2 delivery, 1 out. We'll have to wait for another pitch here momentarily. 4 hits for either team, 6 runs and 5-run lead for the Chinooks compared to the 1 run for the Pilots. The 3-2 payoff pitch. Inside, ball 4. 6 walk issued in 3 and a third innings on the mound for Needham. And that brings up J. Paul Fullerton. Fullerton with 2 singles to right field. See how he does here. Daniel Freeman on deck. The RBI single in the first and the hit by pitch back in the second. First 4 guys for the Chinooks are having first 5 guys are having a great day for the Chinooks. And that is a ugly finder on the ground ball hit to Sam Potter at first base. Just happens to hit him right in the foot. And I do not mean that Sam Potter is ugly. It just means that the ball happened to hit him. Just a saying. Got to clarify that. He's got a smile on his face, though. I think he's okay. Jess Davis with speed at first base. No pickoff. Runner goes. Curveball away. Jess Davis slides in and is safe. Stolen base for Jess Davis. And that is Jess Davis's 9th stolen base this season. He is now 9 for 12. Leads the team in stolen bases.
It's almost just expected at this point that if Jess gets on first, he'll be on second.
Yeah, you expect him to take off, and good stolen base there for the Chinooks. Puts himself in scoring position for J. Paul Fullerton. 1-1 delivery awaiting from Needham. Inside will hit the back foot of J. Paul Fullerton. Oh boy, dove at it, but that is the second hit by pitch allowed by Needham, and the first comes up with Daniel Freeman in his last at bat. Runners on first and second, and the 4-hole Freeman up next.
Fullerton tried to get away from that ball by kind of backing his feet up. It looked like it was going to come in a little in front of him, and it ended up catching him in the back of the heel because he did that. But
I think it actually hit one of the cleats, or one of the little cleats on his cleats, so one of the spikes. Freeman will look for a big one here. Runner goes. Thought about throwing down to second, but it's a double steal for the Chinooks. They put themselves in scoring position on the curveball. And that's heads up by Fullerton as he saw Jess Davis get a great jump, took off for third. Oh boy, thought about throwing down to second. And that is actually J. Paul Fullerton's first stolen base of the season. Out in front, and Freeman will have to work with an 0-2 count here. 1 out. Got to put something in play. Infield still back. Got to add to the 6-1 ball game that you have. You hit a ground ball up the middle, and you're bringing in Jess Davis. Inside, ball 1. Good take from Daniel Freeman. Again, he is 1 for 1 with the RBI single in the first and the hit by pitch in his last at bat. Has not scored a run today, but was left stranded 2 innings ago. 1-2 delivery. He'll strike out swinging on the pitch away. And that is not what you want to do there in that at-bat. Brings up Hayden Keller, who will try and have the 2-run RBI single that he had in the second. Just happened to get under the glove of Malcolm Tipler. Chop to second base. This will probably do it. Malcolm Tipler fields, throws to first, and Chinooks will strand 2 runners in scoring position with one out via the strikeout and ground out from Freeman and Hayden Keller. When we come back, it's still 6-1. Chinooks leading. They'll try and keep that 5-run lead, and Ethan English will lead us off as we go to the top of the fifth. But right now, we head to the bottom of the fourth with the Pilots coming back around for another time. Well, we're back for the bottom of the fourth. Chinooks had runners on second and third in the top half. Couldn't get them in with one out. And now it's up for a second time. Zach Sagel will hit one down the third baseline foul. Had a single in the second for his first hit in his 2 games against the Chinooks. Sagel, a redshirt freshman at Stanford University, located in California. He comes out of La Jolla, California. 6'2", 195, right-handed thrower and hitter. Troy Melton warming in the bullpen for the Pilots. Hits one off the end of the bat, first base side. Daniel Freeman lays out and won't be able to grab it. It'll be an 0-2 count. And Freeman was the only one who's going to be able to make a play on it. Laid out full extension, and he's left-handed. The only way that he's going to be able to make that is just a half second earlier. But all the same, that ball was just jammed. And Michael Barker going to have to reset, step off. Has the advantage count here to Zach Sagel. Hit hard, way foul. Not the 0-2 pitch you're looking for from Michael Barker. But he tried to just pump it inside, and Zach Sagel pulls it way foul. Broken bat, third base. Fielded by Brazil. He'll set his feet, fire one over to first, and the out made. You can throw the bat into the fireplace, get some scrap wood, and it's a one out now in the bottom of the fourth inning on the ground out from Zach Sagel to open us up here in the fourth. In the top of the fifth inning, next inning, it is Ethan English, Brandon Cody, and Joe Brazil. And the lefty-on-lefty matchup here. Bunt shown, strike one on the corner. Pitch was a little bit off the plate there to the left-hander Garrett Spain. Had the RBI ground out in his first at-bat. He'll take upstairs for the first ball of the at-bat. A 1-1 count here and one out in the inning. 4 hits for either team. 5-run lead for the Chinooks here on the road at Mulcahy Stadium. At pitch, ball 2. 2-1 delivery here, and it's going to be same spot. I guess it's missing low from the home plate umpire's perspective. Looked perfect from here, but all the same, it is a 3-1 count. Michael Barker going to have to bring it up or bring it in a little. Capper to the first baseman. Freeman will take it himself as he gives a glove show to Michael Barker that he's got this. And a tough 3-1 pitch to roll over by Garrett Spain for out number 2.
That long foul ball in that last at bat is on about the 45-yard line at the football field in left field, and Tyler O'Clair is walking out there to get it.
You're right. Well, we could do the math, add maybe 50 feet in there between left field and the line, and you probably got 430 feet-ish.
It definitely bounced before that and got a little bonus distance from the walking path there.
Inside, strike one, and I think it was that the first 2 pitches were low because he called that one right there on the inner half a strike, and he's trying to get Jackson O'Boy back in the lineup, back in the batter's box. O'Boy, the bloop single to right field, just barely in front of the glove of Brandon Cody. Skied one to the outfield. Jess Davis calls off Brandon Cody. The third out made, and the Pilots go 3 up, 3 down here in the 4th. Good job by Michael Barker and company. When we come back, Ethan English leads us off for the top of the 5th inning. Well, the day for Anderson Needham is done. He threw 4 innings on the mound, 2 hit by pitches, 4 strikeouts, 6 walks, 6 runs, and 4 hits given up. All runs earned. It brings up Ethan English to face Troy Melton, the right-hander, to release the first pitch here. Strike one on the inner half. Troy Melton, coming out of Anaheim, California, freshman at San Diego State University, 6'4", 195 reliever. Big swing and a miss from Ethan English. He's 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a ground out. Melton's numbers, .350 ERA, making his 6th appearance. Had started four games this season. 18 innings on the mound, 15 hits given up, 7 runs, all earned, and 11 walks per 14 strikeouts. 0-2 record, however. And big swing and a miss. Strikeout number 2 on the day for Ethan English opens us up here in the 5th inning. English, the 5th highest average on the team, but has struggled in his last few games against the Miners, Bucks, and now against the Pilots tonight. Poke foul off the bat of Brandon Cody. Was trying to work the opposite way. Has an opposite field home run this season here at Mulcahy Stadium. Cat foul in play to the third base side, and it's gonna stay fair. That's a fair ball, and Brandon Cody stayed at first base, and the third baseman Sagal came over, tried to just throw it foul, pick it up, and it went towards the third base dugout. Cody was just standing at first base. That's a base hit. Could have had a chance to reach second base on the error by Sagal.
Sagal thought he could fool the umpire by slapping it foul when he thought it crossed the line, but it definitely stopped on the white line, which is a fair ball. And when he slapped it, he realized as soon as he did that he wasn't going to get it called. He needed to pick it up quickly.
So the swunt, the swinging bunt, comes as a hit for Brandon Cody, the 5th hit for the Chinooks. And the first pitch called for strike 1 to Joe Brazil. And I think he was as shocked as anybody else. We haven't seen that pitch called tonight. Sidearm-like pitcher, Troy Melton on the mound. High leg kick, delivery, poked up and out of play right over the press box. Ethan English, unfortunately for the Chinooks, has really struggled. He's only had, of the games he's played this season, he's played in 20 games now, and he has a strikeout in all but 2 of them. He likes to swing hard and can really do damage with it. He's had some big games. In fact, on June 12th, he had his biggest game of 3 hits, 3 runs, and 2 doubles on that day. His first day down in Kenai. Off the plate, 2-2 count. And English, he's seen his average fluctuate up and down, but he's trying to get back on track. Has 1 home run this season, a few extra base hits. 2-2 delivery. Way off the plate, tried to go slider away, and when you throw sidearm with Troy Melton, there are times where you throw across your body and the ball has a chance to get away. Double play is in order. Joe Brazil, trying to hit something hard, was robbed of a base hit in his last at bat. Flew out to center in the first. McCormick on deck, walk in the second, and a ground out in the third.
A little confusion about the count. It is a 2-2 count.
Says, the home plate umpire says it's a 2-2 count. I thought it was full.
He said 3-2, but then I think some of the players argued and they talked about it, so it's a 2-2 count.
Big swing and a miss there. Pitch missed off the plate. That's a strikeout for Joe Brazil. Second strikeout in the inning. Brings up Patty McCormick. Well, we have not seen Troy Melton throw that slider for a strike yet. Runner goes. Hit hard to right field. McCormick lifts one directly at the right fielder for the third out, as it is caught by Garrett Spain for out number 3. It's 6-1. As we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, we'll hear from Zach Sundine, as we'll be back in a moment. The Chinooks still up by 5 runs. They're trying to get to the 6th inning and add some more. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Well, we are back for the bottom of the fifth inning. It's a 6-1 ball game. Malcolm Tipler taking strike one here to lead us off in a third time around here in the fifth inning. Chinooks went 1, 2, 3. Had 4 at batters last inning. Hit that hard down the left field line, going over. Hayden Keller going to try and cut it off. He will, but that's going to be a stand-up double for Malcolm Tipler to open up this fifth inning. And the fifth hit for the Pilots as well. I'm joined with Zach Sundine. And Zach, you having a pretty good experience down here in the summer?
Yeah, it's been awesome, man. Teammates are great, and it's been super fun. The weather's been a little bit different to adjust with, but all the experience of living in Alaska have lived up to the expectation.
What are some fun things you've had a chance to go do? Caught some fish a little bit?
Oh, yeah, fishing for sure. Salmon fishing up here is unreal. It's nothing like down in the lower 48, and it's been an experience for sure to continue to learn, and it's been a good hobby up here.
Well, Tipler leads us off with a double, and that pitch poked foul by Dalen Colligton. He's got 2 strikeouts today off Michael Barker. And we're currently in the fifth inning. Chinooks looking to put up a 0 again for a third time against the Pilots today. Did give up 1 run in the second. Sundine, you got the most strikeouts on the team for the Chinooks. And you're the day one starter. How does that weigh on you?
I think it just comes with the territory of continue to trust all the preparation I've come into and continue to trust the coaching staff and whatever Jay Paul or Jake's throwing down back there to continue to trust it in terms of knowing I've put in the preparation to continue to succeed the best of my ability.
For sure. Right there, it was Dalen Colligton who lays down a bunt. Good play by Michael Barker. Get off the mound quickly, turn, and throw a laser over to Daniel Freeman for out number 1. It is a sacrifice bunt, and the first out of the inning brings up Matt Otino, who's 0 for 2 today. He'll take one in the dirt and off the plate. Well, Zach, can you tell a little bit about the athletes in action and just your experience there with discipleship and everything you're learning?
Yeah, it's been unreal. Like I said, it's a whole different story of being up here with a group of guys that are all on the same terms of looking to accomplish the same goal and grow closer to God. It's pretty amazing that we get to go and study God and worship with God for an hour to 2 hours every single day and then go to the ball field and play baseball. I couldn't think of anything better to do for a summer, and everything that I'm learning, just trying to soak it all in for we go back home here in the last half of the stretch.
For sure. 2-1 count here to the right-hander Matt Otino. Chinooks trying to get a ground ball in the infield, and it's going to be ball 3 up and away. Jordan Brandenburg on deck. He's got a walk and a single today. That single was a rollover to Pate Fullerton back in the third. Chinooks trying to get out of this one without giving up a run, keep that 5-run lead at Cushion with Michael Barker on the mound. The 3-1 delivery. Big swing and a miss. Can Barker pick up a big strikeout here against Matt Otino for out number 2? Well, Zach, your family, frequent listeners, are they tuning in tonight?
Yeah, they're actually here tonight. So they flew in 2 days ago. So they're down in the stands somewhere watching. So we're there till Tuesday. So I think we're going to go fishing tonight. Hopefully try and catch some salmon.
Ground ball to the shortstop. Fullerton fields it. This will be an RBI ground out to make it a 6-2 ball game. And so we've got the second run in for the Pilots and 4-run lead, but all the same, you got to take it with the leadoff double. Malcolm Tipler just getting a good job there. The sac bunt to move him over. Matt Otino, the ground out. He'll pick up an RBI with it, but you like where you're at with the Chinooks. You try and keep it this way. What can you say about how the Chinooks, they haven't had the best success this season, but they're still right there with the pack, with the Oilers just a game ahead of the Chinooks. What can you say about how we can continue to get back on track the second half of the season?
I think confidence is a big factor of knowing that we've lost a lot of one-run ball games or given up a couple late leads, that we can continue to try and fight and scrap to save those at the end. And also everything that we're learning in discipleship of just playing for God, and baseball is an opportunity to worship God and show the glory that He's and talents that He's given us, that we can take those and play loose and play free and just have fun, but also remember to compete and give it our best, because that's what He's asking for us.
Oh, absolutely. Once you count here, 2 outs to Brandenburg. He's going to poke one to center field. Is it going to fall in? It will. Brandenburg, 2 iffy hits, uncharacteristic hits, if you want to call them that way, and he'll continue the second inning. Second hit in the inning. E.J. Andrews up next. He's 0 for 2 today. 5-4 fielder's choice in the third, and then the fly out to second base to end the first inning. Good at bat there by Brandenburg, though, to just poke it to center. 6 hits for the Pilots. They are out hitting the Chinooks by 1, 6-5, but are still trailing by 4 runs, 6-2. Zach, what's something you've learned already this first half that you can take with you back home?
I think in terms of baseball-wise, it's been a lot different with only 5 teams up here. You're facing a lot of different competition day in and day out.
Brazil will throw over to first, and E.J. Andrews, the rollover ground out to end the 5th inning. 1 run given up, though. It scored Malcolm Tipler on the RBI ground out from Matotino, and we'll stay right here for just another moment. Zach, got one more question for you. With all this experience, you're a senior at MSU Denver next year, correct? And what is in your baseball career coming down here to Alaska? I don't know what you've necessarily done the past few summers. Where does this rank on your scale of just memories?
Oh, this is top 1 for sure. I'll probably never experience something like this on a team with being able to worship God and play baseball every single day. But also being in Alaska, I don't know another time in my life that I'll be able to live in a summer in Alaska and just being able to take in all the opportunities and be thankful for everything that I've had. And going into my senior year, it's really opened my eyes that there's more out there to baseball too. And at some point in time, my career's going to end. And when that ends, I'll know I've worked my best and gave everything I've had to be able to glorify God and also to live without those regrets of not saying I didn't do enough.
Well, Zach, thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to try and hear from Michael Barker later if he gets out of the game at any point. But it's 6-2. When we come back, we'll be back in a moment with Troy Melton back out on the mound for the Pilots. First pitch up and off the plate to Pate Fullerton for ball 1 here to open us up in the 6th inning. Chinooks gave up a run, and it's 6-2, but only 1 run given up in the bottom of the 5th. That pitch taken for strike 1. It's a 1-1 count. The 1-1 delivery here. Big swing and a miss. Fullerton out in front trying to pull it down the first base line. Chinooks are being out hit right now, 6-5, but in the dirt, 2-2 count here. And Zach Sundine, a great guy to talk with. Thankful he got to come in, and maybe we'll hear from Michael Barker if he doesn't go the whole game tonight. He's trying to pick up a win. The 2-2 delivery. Poked foul, good pitch to spoil right there by the Chinooks shortstop. Pate Fullerton, right-handed thrower, but left-handed hitter. Payoff pitch. And foul tip, going to get a piece of that as well. Barker came in with an 0-2 record. He's trying to pick up his first win of the season today. Has done well enough to do it, and the Chinooks have given him a cushion with 6 runs in the first 2 innings. They're trying to add here. That pitch missing low. A 3-2 pitch awaiting. Pate Fullerton today has 2 walks in the first 2 at-bats and grounded out in the 4th to start off the inning. The 3-2 delivery. Way up and out, and a 3rd walk on the day for Pate Fullerton. He's had some big at-bats. Fouled off a couple pitches there, and it'll bring up Jess Davis. The left-handers are doing it well today, as is Daniel Freeman. Brandon Cody with a hit for himself as well. Fullerton, a stolen bag earlier. See if he tries to go against Troy Melton. Melton, typically a higher leg kick when he delivers to home, and Chinooks would like to get the 1 run given up in the bottom of the 5th back because they only have a 4-run lead currently. Try and get a cushion run. Off the plate, ball. Oh my goodness. Strike 1 called, and the pitch was well into halfway in the left-hander's batter's box.
That was outside.
That is definitely one I haven't seen before, but the home plate umpire somewhere from his perspective, thought it was a strike. And that one as well. Okay, that one a little bit closer.
That one's farther in.
That one was definitely farther in. It's an 0-2 count, no outs. So Davis going to have to battle with 2 strikes here. And whatever the pitch that Troy Melton threw the first time, I'd go right back to it because that is not a pitch that any hitter can hit. Off the plate, and that one was outside. Thought that the first pitch was even further out than that one. Oh well, 1-2 count, no outs, 6-2 the ball game. Jess Davis trying to bring in another base hit. He's got 3 walks today. And he'll poke one foul, curveball. Sundine's parents, I'm glad he said that. I didn't know his parents had actually arrived today. My parents just went home. And so they kind of switched flights maybe. If the parents flew in from Dallas, my parents got on that flight back to Dallas. 1-2 delivery. Poking it foul down the left field line, and it'll tail out of play. Good at bat here by the Chinooks center fielder. Davis awaiting another pitch here. Melton will come set. The 1-2 payoff pitch. Poking one down the third baseline. He's slowly getting closer and closer to fair. But Melton tends to go further and further outside. 1-2 delivery, no outs. Jess Davis this season, 6 RBIs, 9 walks coming in, and he's got 3 more today. So he's up to 12. That pitch missing low, a 2-2 count.
Davis is doing a really good job of having an approach at the plate. With 2 strikes, he's choking up on the bat a little bit, widening his stance just a little bit, and focusing on just making sure that he can swing at only the pitches that he needs to.
And he'll spoil that pitch as well. Going to foul it back. I believe that's the 5th foul ball for Jess Davis. 4th or 5th foul ball for Jess Davis in this at bat. This has got to be the 10th pitch of the at bat, at least, with the 2-2 count. Runner goes, and he'll step off. Pate Fullerton in a rundown here. He'll slide in. Does he get in there? He's called out by the umpire in the field. Pate Fullerton picked off there. Good job by Troy Melton. Pate Fullerton just took off too early. And you don't want to do that when Jess Davis is having a great at-bat. Just a tough break by the Chinooks. Their second time being thrown off on the bases tonight. You like the aggressiveness, but you can't do that in that scenario. 2-2 delivery here. From the windup, Melton's next pitch. Off the plate, called for strike 3, and man, oh man, that's really bad by the home plate umpire. Way outside. I'm not sure what he's looking at. J. Paul Fullerton will come up next with 2 outs, and that's 2 really bad calls by the home plate umpire to ring up Jess Davis for strike number 1 and then the 3rd strike. Man, I hope Michael Barker can get some of that when he comes back out for the bottom half of this inning. First pitch, low and in the dirt, ball 1. Man, he'd been pretty consistent coming into that moment for both teams. But that'll be called on the strike on the outside corner, right where it's his outer part of the zone has been. But the pitches that just missed were well into the left-hander's or right-hander's batter's box. That pitch missing low as well. 2-1 delivery, 2 outs. Fullerton today reached every time. 2 RBI singles in the first 2 at-bats and a hit by pitch back in the 4th. He scored 2 runs today and has a stolen base. His first stolen base of the season last time he reached. And that taken outside.
It looked like it may have been high.
3-1 count. Outside, a walk. So both Fullerton brothers will walk in this inning. Unfortunately, only one on base here as Daniel Freeman comes up for fourth time. 1 for 2 today. RBI single in the first, a hit by pitch in the second. Congratulations to the United States men's soccer team. They are going to reach the Gold Cup final after defeating Jamaica 3-1. It is their 7th final in the past 8 Gold Cups and will face Mexico in the championship. Foul tip to strike 1, 0-1 count, 2 outs.
And the women's national team is in the final of the World Cup against the Netherlands on Sunday. Been a good week for U.S. soccer.
World Cup a little bit bigger of an event.
Just a little bit.
Little bit, but both important. Smash down third base line, foul. 0-2 count to deal with Daniel Freeman.
But a tournament win is a tournament win.
And a big one at that for the men as well. The women's team has been pretty talked about over the last few years. Men's team not so much, but they're slowly getting back into things.
I believe this is the women's team's 4th final in a row.
Yeah, I believe so. Big swing and a miss, strike 3, and Troy Melton got 2 more strikeouts to add to his collection on the day. He's got 4 total, 2 more in this inning. Got a little help from Daniel Freeman to chase the pitch off the plate there, and then a lot of help from the umpire behind the plate to get 2 strikes to him, but 2 walks in the inning and 2 strikeouts as well to throw him out on the pickoff attempt to get paid Fullerton. When we come back, it's 6-2 for the bottom of the 6th inning. Chinooks will send their defense back out behind Michael Barker. Beza up to lead us off here in this inning. Ground ball to second base. And coming in to play defense is Dylan Gardner for out number 1. So Dylan Gardner will come in relief for Patty McCormick for this 6th inning of play. The Oklahoma State Cowboy. And inside, strike 1. Good pitch from Michael Barker to the right-hander, Zach Sagel. That pitch too far out. A 1-1 count here, 1 out in the inning after the ground out from Alex Beza to start us up. That pitch popped up on the infield, left side. Jack D'Amelio at third base came in to play in for Joe Brazil. And the out made by Pate Fullerton. 2 quick outs. We'll bring up Garrett Spain, who's 0 for 2 today with the RBI ground out in the second. Any other changes that we see in the outfield or anything? No, everybody's straight away. Popped up to left field. Going deep to Hayden Keller, and he's going to reach up, jump, and it's going to be off the wall. Going to move around to third base, and he thought better of it as he's going to stay at second. The opposite field double from Garrett Spain.
That was a big shot.
Yeah, I thought for a second that Hayden Keller was going to be able to catch it, and he jumped up so high his hat almost flew over the left field wall, but it stayed in fair territory. Keller made a great attempt at trying to catch that and rob a double away from Garrett Spain, who got all of that one. I thought it was going to be just a normal pop-up, but it continued to carry back.
Looks like Keller found a baseball down there from BP still. He threw over to the bullpen.
Definitely threw a ball in. And Chris Beck and Cool Brian. I still need to find out his last name because we just call him Cool Brian, and the trainer.
I think Cool Brian works for me.
Yeah, the trainer for the Chinooks went out to check on Hayden. He's okay.
Yeah, they were asking if he hit his head on the wall, but he waved him off and said he didn't.
Yeah, I think it was more so just his back and a collaboration of his entire body against that Alaska Hydro Axe sign.
I tell you what, that wall is not soft. It is solid plywood out there.
Yeah, for sure. It's like the miners' solid wood outfield fence. 2 outs in the inning, and the fastball is going to be taken off the plate for ball 1.
And a lot of times there will be padding in some ballparks behind the ads, but no, those are just banners. There's no padding there.
7th hit given up by Michael Barker today. Joey Levitt warming in the bullpen for the Chinooks. 1-0 delivery here. And that's going to miss downstairs. Barker wanted an explanation on that one, and I might agree with him. The home plate umpire hasn't called really the lower end, but it's really been more so for the Chinooks. We've seen quite a few called on the lower end for the Pilots, but all the same, he's been relatively consistent, apart for a few pitches here and there. Ground ball to shortstop. This should do it. 2-hopper to Pate Fullerton, sets his feet, throw to first, and the 2-out double stranded by Garrett Spain. Good job by Michael Barker. He's through 6 innings. Will we see him in the 7th? We'll let you know. We're going to the top of the 7th inning as the Chinooks send their offense back out with Hayden Keller to lead us off in the 7th inning. Well, we are back for the top of the 7th inning. 3 full innings left. Chinooks have led the whole game after getting 6 runs in the first 2 innings. Hayden Keller will lead us off here He'll take ball 1 up and away. Keller, English, and Cody, the 3 batters up to face Melton. And actually, it will not be Ethan English. The designated hitter now is Mason Corbett. Pops it up, and it may just get out of play. It's going to be right over towards the third base side, and everybody will retreat back to their positions. A 1-2 count, no outs here in the 7th. And so the 1-2 pitch awaiting, no outs. Off the plate, and that'll be ball 2. Couple of changes for the Chinooks defensively. Pops it up. Is it going to get out of play? Coming over to the on-deck circle, and it will just bounce off the dugout. Mason Corbett on deck did a little juke move. He couldn't decide which way to go. He saw the third baseman Sagal going at him, and the catcher as well. Oh boy. And he just took 2 steps to his right and left and kind of shuffled out of the way. Hayden Keller just poking that foul here in the 7th inning. Chinooks have not scored a run since the 2nd, where they scored 3 in the 1st as well. Can they try and bring one more here? And that'll be strike 3 as it's taken looking for Hayden Keller. 5th strikeout on the day for the Pilots reliever, Troy Melton. Leads us off here in the 7th inning. Mason Corbett up next. They're going to announce him real quick, and we'll get ready to go. Mason Corbett, the pinch hitter. English finished the day 0 for 3, a ground out to third base, and 2 strikeouts swinging. Corbett's first at bat of the day. Troy Melton, the first pitch, up and away, ball 1. Just made a good pitch to get Hayden Keller out. Keller, a great day today as well. 2 RBIs, ball 2, low and away. Have not seen a walk from Melton. He's behind in the count here. See if Corbett can pull one to right field down that line for an extra base hit. He'll take strike 1, lower third, off the plate. And Corbett, not used to this home plate umpire just yet. He shakes his head as he knows it's off the plate, but the home plate umpire has been graining that pitch. Catcher sets up away again. Hit hard to right center. If that gets down, it's going to be extra bases. But Mason Corbett will hold up. E.J. Andrews made a great play on it just to stop it. For a second, we thought it was going to be extra bases. Andrews with the speed will cut it off, and a single for Mason Corbett. There's only one game this season where Mason Corbett did not reach in. And that was against, that was 4 games ago, I believe, against the Pilots, when he came in relief. Ball 1 taken away from Brandon Cody. Cody a single on the swinging bunt. That pitch will be fouled back for a 1-1 count here. Runner at first, Mason Corbett, the hard single to right center. The 1-1 delivery. Poked up and down the right field line. It's going to be a tough play for everybody to catch. The right fielder comes in, and it's going to get down as Mason Corbett slides into second, tagging up at first base. Good heads-up play. I think that Malcolm Tipler made the tag. They will appeal to first base, and they're going to call him safe at first. Heads-up play by Mason Corbett on the foul fly out by Brandon Cody.
He was thinking get to second. As soon as the ball left the bat, he got ready and in his stance to take off. That's a good heads-up base running play.
Yeah, and it was a close play at second, but Corbett with speed. It brings up Jack D'Amelio, who's pinch hitting for Joe Brazil. Came in last inning to play defensively. And on deck is Dylan Gardner, their first at-bats of the ball game. And Jack D'Amelio looked for a base hit here. Has 6 of 27 at bats this season. Time called, and Melton will step off, reset. Big opening between first and second. 6-2 ball game still. Chinooks up by 4 runs. In the dirt and scooped up by O'Boy. I wish we could have seen that catch. I wish we could have shown you that catch. We've got even if we tilted the camera towards the right side, you wouldn't be able to see it because of there's a little brown wooded area where you can stand up here on the press box area blocking it. But Malcolm Tipler actually did make that catch. Hit up the middle. Is it going to get past the shortstop? It will not. Plays to first. A base hit for Jack D'Amelio as Otino got to it. Saved a run, but a base hit for D'Amelio up the middle. Brings up Dylan Gardner. Just a little bit out in front for D'Amelio. And out of reach of Otino. He let it drop. Turned through to first base and base of the stretch, but D'Amelio way past the bag. Gardner will try and bring in an insurance run for the Chinooks, make it a 5-run lead again. It's 6-2, Chinooks up by 4. Deep breath, Melton's first pitch. Big swing and a miss by Gardner. A 1 count awaiting the delivery. Off the plate, ball 1. 1-1 count, 2 outs. D'Amelio at first. At third, Mason Corbett. Back-to-back singles. Off the plate, 2-1 count. 2 walks from Troy Melton last inning against Fullerton, both Fullerton brothers. And Dylan Gardner looking for a big base hit. He had one yesterday in his first at-bat back in the third. And he'll get a piece of that. It's a 2-2 count, 2 outs. He'll have to grind out an at-bat here, try and put something in play with runners on the corners. D'Amelio at first base, Mason Corbett at third. D'Amelio has not attempted a stolen base this season. 2-2 pitch awaiting. Not going. Big swing and a miss. The Chinooks will strand 2. Gardner goes down swinging. And so we'll have to go to the bottom of the 7th as it's a 6-2 lead. The Chinooks leading. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball on YouTube.com. Malcolm Tipler to lead off this bottom of the 7th inning. Chinooks had runners on the corners in the top half. Couldn't get a run in. Michael Barker currently in his 7th inning on the mound. He's done a great job today. He's going a 2-0 count here to Malcolm Tipler, though. Tipler walked in his first at-bat. And we're currently in the 7th. He had a double in the 5th down the left field line. And that's strike one of the at-bat. Broken bat, single up the middle. And so we've seen 2 scrap wood breaks on the bats today, and that'll be Malcolm Tipler's 3rd time to reach, and the 8th hit given up by Barker today.
Somebody is ready in the bullpen, but because of the Pepsi sign, we can't see who it is.
I believe it's Joey Levitt. He's been warming up throughout this game. Malcolm Tipler likes to run. Will he be running here? And first pitch is, I guess, upstairs for ball 1. Tipler, the single up the middle, popped up and out of play, 1-1 count awaiting. Chinooks still need that double play that they have turned so effortlessly the last few days. Turned 4 against the Miners and had a few against the Chinooks as well. Jess Davis, something wrong with him in center field. Not sure what it is. Hopefully he's okay. He's walking off very awkwardly. And Cole Bryan, the trainer, out for a conversation with him. I didn't see if he just threw up or anything like that. We will be back in a moment. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball.
So it looks like Jess Davis just has a nosebleed out there, and they're going to get him tended to. But for the moment, while we've got a little time, we've got a fun baseball fact for today. For those of you who don't know this, there is a summer league for professional players too, a few of them. But the one of the lowest minor league ranks is the Dominican Summer League. And today, the Yankees Dominican Summer League team defeated the Twins 38-2.
And 40 runs in a game right there.
And that is a long day at the ballpark.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I can't imagine what you said. It was the Yankees versus the
Twins.
Twins, and the Twins lost.
The Twins
can't imagine
lost.
what the Twins were thinking. I've actually been down there on 2 mission trips in high school with the baseball team down to the Dominican, and my senior year went down there to the Dominican and toured those facilities. And so I've actually seen where that game was played probably. And so that's pretty funny. But all the same, we got an update for you on the other game as well down in Kenai. The Matsu Miners are trailing the Oilers 5-3 in the top of that 8th inning.
and we will be back. They're still tending to Jess Davis out in center field. It looks like he's going to stay in the game, but they're just going to have to tend to him for a few more minutes, so we'll be back in a moment.
Well, after all that, Jess Davis unfortunately has to leave the game because of the nosebleed. They couldn't get it to stop. And Dalen Cligdon still at the plate. He's got a 1-1 count, no outs. Malcolm Tipler at first base. He's going to not go there. It's hit off the end of the bat, shallow center field. Coming in, Brandon Cody, and the catch is going to be made by Dylan Gardner in shallow center. Just a step on the green of the turf and a pop out by Dalen Collignon. After all that, you had to wait just for one pitch to fly out to second base.
That was a bizarre delay. There was a lot going on all of a sudden that I don't know that I've seen something like that happen.
I've never seen where a nosebleed happens 2 pitches into an at-bat. Usually something has to trigger it, but there it happened. Pickoff over from Michael Barker. Barker, a run given up in the second, run given up in the fifth. Malcolm Tipler scored one of those. Alex Beza, the first baseman, scored another back in the second inning. Tipler's in the fifth. Runner goes. Pitch out. The throw down to second base. The tag applied, and he's safe sliding in. Even with the pitch out, Chinooks unable to get Malcolm Tipler. Had a great jump and a stolen base for him. So the pitch missed outside. 1-0 count here to Matt Otino. He's 0 for 3 today. The RBI ground out in the fifth plated Malcolm Tipler. Right now in the bottom of the seventh. Delivery, poked foul. He's got a little underneath it and sliced it away. Trevor Cho came in and replaced Jess Davis. He's in left field. The outfield kind of switched around. Brandon Cody from right field to center, and Hayden Keller made the long walk from left field to right field. Barker a check of Tipler. The delivery here poked towards the right side into the stands. One of the stands put up his glove to catch it, went in and out of the black glove, and so it'll be a 1-2 count here, 1 out, as the fan couldn't make the second out of the inning. Brandenburg, a great day at the plate. He's on deck. Delivery here. Off the plate. Good slide over by Fullerton. Ties up the count at 2-2. To all the fans listening, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that bell icon to get notified when we upload. A curveball falling in upstairs. It's a full count, 1 out. And if Barker walks this guy, we imagine that this would be his last guy to face. Whoever is in the bullpen is ready to go, and Jordan Brandenburg on deck. 3-2 delivery. Poked foul and out of play.
And as a follow-up to the subscribe, in the description below the video is all of the Chinooks social media, if you'd like to follow us that way. We have some interviews from Coach Groth go up there and team announcements on the various platforms.
3-2 count, 1 out. Can the Chinooks get Otino out here? Barker will check Tipler. He'll go back. Delivery. Ground ball third base. D'Amelio fields it. Checks Tipler. The throw to first base and the out made. Great play by Jack D'Amelio. Go over and rob a base hit away from Otino. It was hit hard. Just pulled towards his left. And so Malcolm Tipler stays put at second base after his single to lead off the seventh and stolen base. Jordan Brandenburg up next. A walk in the first. 2 hits in his last 2 at-bats. The third and the fifth. And the last at bat, Brandenburg just poked one to center field. And in the third, his single was slapped into right field. He had a broken bat single to center. Pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Brandenburg comes out of San Carlos, California. All 4 catchers are out of California. Daniel Mendez, Brandenburg, Zach Morgan, Jackson O'Boy. Delivery here. Popped it up on the infield. Daniel Freeman calls for it. Will make the grab, and the Chinooks will strand the Pilots' leadoff runner of Malcolm Tipler on the fly out to first base. And E.J. Andrews will have to wait his turn for the 8th inning. When we come back, the Chinooks will have their top of the order back around with Pate Fullerton, Trevor Cho, and J. Paul Fullerton. Pate Fullerton, the leadoff for the Chinooks. He is 0 for 1 today with a ground out to second and 3 walks. He's also scored 2 runs today, has a stolen base. First pitch, he'll foul it up and out of play. Trevor Cho will have his first at bat of the ball game. He's on deck. He had to come in last inning on a crazy series of events with Jess Davis, the nosebleed out in center field. Poke foul there, 0-2 count awaiting. Here from Troy Melton. Don't see Ethan English signing any autographs today, though. And missing low, 1-2 count.
The crowd actually looks fairly thin compared to yesterday. I figured there would be more people with the holiday tomorrow, but I guess not.
1-2 delivery. And Cap foul, just going to get a piece of it, and that one hit the home plate umpire. He is a little shaken up. And we'll pause here for a moment as the home plate umpire shakes it off. Home plate umpire's okay, and he wore one right off the ricocheted right into his neck and took it like a champ. He's okay. Probably telling, oh boy, you got to find a way to block that. But no, it's all good. 1-2 count, no outs. And the 6-2 ball game in the dirt for ball 2.
And unfortunately, I'm sure that's not the first time that's happened to him.
But when you're behind the plate, usually once a game, once every 2 games you're back there, you'll get one fouled back at you. Chopper to the right side, picked up by the pitcher. And it's going to be safe at first base as Troy Melton showboated over to first base trying to tag it. And Pate Fullerton with the hustle is going to just step on first base. Troy Melton went straight to the line, picked it up, tried to showboat it to first, and thought that Pate was just going to hold up, and that's what hustle does for you. That's an infield single.
It is.
You can't call it an error.
He could have almost been called for interference because he almost tried to body up like a soccer player.
That's true. That's a base hit. Brings up Trevor Cho, and the leadoff guy is on with Pate Fullerton. Bunt shown. Bunt laid down, third base side. It's going to just go foul, and Cho will have to come back to the batter's box.
Oh boy, does the smart thing there and touches it as soon as he knows it's foul so it doesn't come back in.
I cannot believe, I've never seen that from a pitcher. I thought he was just going to flip it on over to Beza.
He should have.
I think he's thinking that now. You saw him react after it was called safe. Pate Fullerton beating him out at first.
That was bizarre.
And here's the thing, is they were shoulder to shoulder as Pate Fullerton just crossed by him. 0-1 delivery, bunt shown again, laid down to the first base side. Catcher go, boy's going to come out, throw one to first base, and a good job by Beza to make the play on the sack bunt. Trevor Cho's first at bat brings up J. Paul Fullerton, who has reached every time today 2 RBI singles, a hit by pitch in the 4th, a walk in the 6th.
Now that I'm thinking about it a little more, I wonder if Melton just assumed that because he fielded the ball and was headed to first that Fullerton would kind of back off like a lot of players would.
Yeah, that's what I said. I thought he just would slow up,
Because when he got there, it looked like Fullerton surprised him enough that he didn't get his foot on the bag in time. And
Pate Fullerton, that's going to just get out of play, hit down the opposite way. Fullerton's he's going to hustle hard. He doesn't know what Melton does, and Melton just almost walked to first base. I've never seen that where a guy shoulder to shoulder as a pitcher decides not to tag him and just gave him a glare when he picked it up, went to first base, and unfortunately for the Pilots, that runner's out at second base. Can J. Paul Fullerton bring him in? Curveball off the corner, and it's going to hit for strike 2. 0-2 count, 1 out. Melton out of San Diego State University. 8 hits for either team. Chinooks have had 2 infield hits. Ground ball, first base side. Beza will take it himself, and he'll hustle over to first base for the second out. And that'll bring up Daniel Freeman.
Yeah, he wasn't going to make that same mistake twice.
First time that J. Paul Fullerton's been retired today. First pitch, strike one, lower third. Freeman in his last 2 at-bats has struck out swinging, in his first 2 RBI single and hit by pitch. He'll just cap that one foul as it goes to the backstop. And if I am Troy Melton, I know what I'm throwing here, and it's going to be that slider well off the plate because Freeman has chased it twice today. An insurance runner, a 7th potential run, is 90 feet away at third. And instead, it's going to hit the left arm of Daniel Freeman, but it instead goes as a foul ball because it hits him in the hand.
I believe it hit either the knob of the bat or the hand.
Yeah.
It looked like the knob because he didn't react like he got hit in the hand.
Yeah, I thought it hit him in the forearm, but obviously by the way he reacted, it did not. Tried to bust him inside and maybe get a strike 3 in there. Catcher sets up in and will move out. Big strikeout for Daniel Freeman. Chinooks will strand the leadoff Pate Fullerton, but third time going down on strikes for Daniel Freeman. When we come back, we're going to the bottom of the 8th inning. Pilots have 6 outs left to try and bring in 4 runs. 8-8 in the hit category, 6-2. Chinooks leading the Pilots here on the road. Joey Levitt in to relieve Michael Barker. Did a great job today. Michael giving up 8 hits. Had 1 error on a pickoff attempt, but didn't actually turn out to hurt him. Gave up only 2 runs today, and he's on track to pick up his first win this season with the 4-run lead he leaves with. 2 innings left, and Joey Levitt in to relieve. Gave up 2 walks, and both those walks came in the first inning. First pitch from Levitt, strike 1 on the corner here to E.J. Andrews. Chinooks have left their share of runners on base in scoring position, but all the same, they have a 4-run lead trying to win it today. Fastball misses away. Joey Levitt, 3rd lowest ERA on the team, 2.92, making his 9th appearance, 12 1/3 innings, 17 hits given up, and only 4 of his 6 runs have been earned. 2 walks, 10 strikeouts. Check swing. Did he go around? Appeal to first says no. Joey Levitt, coming out of Biola University, will be a senior next year, and that misses off the plate 3-1 and have to work back in. E.J. Andrews, a three-run home run yesterday, his first home run of the season. And the 3-1 delivery will be a 5-pitch walk to E.J. Andrews to lead us off here in the 8th inning. And we're going to be joined in the bottom half of this inning with Michael Barker. Again, Michael Barker's numbers, he finished only giving up 2 walks in 7 innings on the mound, 2 strikeouts, 8 hits given up, and only 2 runs. Did a great job out there, and so we look forward to hearing from him in the in the top of the 9th inning. Right now we're in the bottom of the 8th, and E.J. Andrews drew the walk. He will not go first pitch, and Beza at the plate as the first pitch misses wide and upstairs. 8 hits for either team, 4-run lead for the Chinooks, and they're trying to get through this one into 6-game losing streak. Levitt, deep breath, pick off to first, and the tag applied, but E.J. Andrews will stand back on first base safely, even closer than we thought. E.J. Andrews went back standing up, and usually you see a slide, but first base umpire says, nope, he got in there. I'd pick off again if I was Levitt. He does not foul away by Beza.
Andrews went pretty nonchalant back to first base, and that cost him in the last half of the inning, so I'm surprised that he didn't try a little harder there.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We saw one miscue from the Pilots last inning. Big lead over here from E.J. Andrews. He's thinking about going. The tag laid down, and he's safe again. Oh, man, E.J. Andrews was dead to rights. And I guess the tag was not applied by Daniel Freeman. Ball got there before E.J. Andrews even made it back to the bag. And a pickoff again. This one even closer, and he's going to stand up safely again. If I am Joey Levitt, I'm going to pause for maybe 3 seconds, 4 seconds, and pick here. Because E.J. Andrews is getting a huge lead. Expecting to go. Levitt pauses a long time and will deliver. Runner goes, a swing and a miss, the throw down to second, and it sails up and away. Pate Fullerton with the hops as E.J. Andrews picks up a stolen base to get in scoring position. As for Andrews, no one warming in the bullpen for the Pilots, but as for Andrews in stolen base attempts this season, he has been caught 5 times and only stolen 4 bases. That is the 5th stolen base he has, so he's 5 for 10. And, when you steal 50% of the bases that you steal, that's not doing that hot. But Andrews looked like he was picked off right there. I thought for sure he was. Wyatt, did you have a better look at it?
It was definitely close. I can't see it from my angle, so I had to be leaning up to look at it. But it was definitely a bang-bang play.
You took the replay, though, on the monitor, didn't you?
I did check the replay, but I couldn't tell from that angle.
There. Yeah, all the same, it was a close play. 2-2 count, no outs, and this pitch missing inside. Got to find a way to get a strike here against Alex Beza. Maybe try and get him to lift one on the infield for out number 1. Beza does come in, 211 hitter. Has 2 doubles this season and had the single earlier. 10 RBIs, 13 strikeouts. 12 runs scored and 16 hits. 17 hits now. Full count pitch. Ground ball, hit to the first base side, foul. Beza, a long swing. Again, in the top of the 9th inning, when the Chinooks are hitting, we'll hear from Michael Barker, and his performance today just gave you the numbers there. Chinooks have given up a leadoff walk here with Joey Levitt in to relieve, but E.J. Andrews stole second base. The full count pitch. Chopper right back to Joey Levitt. He's going to just check E.J. Andrews, who went to third, and you just got to get an out in that situation. Freeman will come back and flip one to Joey Levitt. The out made brings up Zach Sagel.
That's a smart play by Joey Levitt because we don't want the run to score, of course, but with a 4-run lead, you just got to make sure that you get the out.
Yeah, you're trading outs for runs right now. Runs for outs, and you want to make sure you get one there. And if you throw one away, then a run for sure scoring, and you've got another runner on base, and that's how things lead to mistakes. And so Zach Sagel will take ball 1 low. Sagal, a single in the second, been quiet since. He had a ground out in the fourth and a fly out to the shortstop that performed the second out in the sixth. His ground out opened up the fourth. Pitch here off the plate, 2-0 count. I think Joey Levitt's trying to get used to that mound out there as well. And that'll be a swing and a miss for Sagal. He was trying to make it a 2-run ball game if he could plate one out of here. But way out in front, doesn't even connect there. Does have 1 home run this season. The Pilots have 8 home runs from 6 different guys, Inside, strike 2. 2 guys with 2 home runs on the team are Matt Otino and Zach Morgan. Morgan not in the ball game today. Curveball there, popped up and lifted to the infielder as Pate Fullerton goes back, makes the grab, and E.J. Andrews thought about deking Pate Fullerton, but instead he will stay put as it's 2 outs, and Sagal will fly out there on the infield. Second time in 2 at-bats that Sagal has popped out to Pate Fullerton. Garrett Spain, a double opposite field in the 6th. Off the left field wall, and he's up for another time. That's his only hit today. Did have the RBI ground out in the 2nd. And the ground ball to first base unassisted by Daniel Freeman. That was the 2nd out in the 4th. Only 1 inning today where the Pilots went in order, and that was in the 4th. Ball 1 off the plate from Joey Levitt. 6-2 ball game still if you're just joining us. It was 6 runs in the first 2 innings for the Chinooks, 3 in each inning. 1 run given up in the 2nd, 1 run in the 5th. And that currently is where we stand here in the bottom of the 8th with 4 outs left for the Pilots. Popped up to right field. Hayden Keller coming in, and he's going to call off Dylan Gardner. No runs given up. E.J. Andrews, the leadoff walk, but a good job by Joey Levitt and company to make the next 3 outs. When we come back for the top of the 9th inning, we'll hear from Michael Barker, the starting pitcher for the Chinooks. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Well, Hayden Keller will step in to lead us off here in the 9th inning. And it'll be fouled back on the first pitch. Joined with Michael Barker. And Michael, you did a great job today. Pitched 7 innings, left the game in a 6-2 ball game with the lead. Only gave up 2 runs. What can you say about your performance and how you did today?
Today was all about just throwing strikes and letting the batters get themselves out. My last few outings, I kind of felt like I was trying too hard, and I was kind of working through some mechanical stuff with Coach Beck. But today we got it hammered out, and it was pretty consistent and stayed around the zone.
Yeah, you did a great job. You were around the zone and got some good pitches in there. fastball misses high. 1-2 count, no outs here. Hayden Keller trying to lead us off with Mason Corbett, Brandon Cody, the next two batters behind him. Hit hard to right center field, directly at Garrett Spain, and he will make the first out and rob Hayden Keller of a hit, but all the same, good line out to right field. It'll bring up Mason Corbett for his second time round. He had a single up the middle in the last at bat. What were you trying to do against the hitter specifically, just to get ahead against the Pilots?
Just stay in the zone, get ahead early with a fastball or even a changeup on some of the guys. I noticed they were early on in the game, first time through the lineup. So it was just getting ahead, and then after getting ahead, keeping them off balance and changing speeds.
Hit hard to center field, and E.J. Andrews underneath it, so that'll take away another hit, but Mason Corbett lines out for the second out. Line out to right field for out number 1 from Hayden Keller, line out to center. And a quick update for you. It looks like the Oilers did win 5-4 after giving up 1 run in the top of the ninth. They couldn't get another, and so that is a win for the Oilers. And the first pitch from Brandon Cody is fouled up and out of play. Well, what is this pitching staff, over the first 23 or so games? This is the 24th game. What can you say about how the pitching staff has done?
We've actually made some strides as a staff. We don't have very many overpowering arms like some of these other teams do where guys are sitting 90s. So our game would be changing speeds on hitters and keeping them off balance, making them get themselves out. And I think right about now we're all figuring that out, and we're staying around the zone, and we're doing a good job of changing speeds and keeping hitters off balance.
And how is, just from a personal side, this is your second summer down here, right?
Yes.
So how is this year compared to last year, just halfway through it?
This year's actually better. Coming up this beginning of the summer, I kind of had doubts that it was going to be the same as last year. I had a great time last year, but after coming here and meeting all the guys, each year's different is what I learned. Each group of guys brings something different to the table and a different personality on the team, and I'm really enjoying the group of guys we're playing with right now.
Well, that is awesome, and Michael, thank you so much for joining us just for a brief second and talking about your performance. It's 6-2 as we go to the bottom of the ninth. Brandon Cody flying out to Malcolm Tipler to end this ninth inning. 4-run lead for the Chinooks. We'll let you know who it is when we come back. It looks like it's going to be Hannes Kindreich to try and close us out, give the Chinooks a win tonight. 6-2 again, and for the Pilots, it'll be 9-1-2 with Jackson O'Boy to lead us off. Well, we are in the ninth inning, the bottom of the ninth, and the Pilots down to their last 3 outs, 6-2, as Joey Levitt came in and got 3 outs, gave up a leadoff walk, but now in to pitch is Hannes Kindreich for him. Try and close us out, give the Chinooks a win, and end this 6-game losing streak. First pitch is off the plate low, curveball, ball 1. Oh boy, again at the plate, and his 4-time round, 1 for 3 on the day, a single in the second. Foul tips the first pitch. First strike, and Kindreich doing a good job there. It's good to hear from Michael Barker, and if the Chinooks can get 3 outs here, not give up 4 runs, then he will get his first win of the season. Popped up and out of play. Good fastball by Hannes Kindreich. Right on target, trying to go inner half, and I think you got to work with the fastball here again. Levitt been pretty consistent when coming in. May give up one guy on base, but typically gets out of it. 1-2 pitch. Curveball off the plate. You can see Kindreich kind of falling off the mound there. A little bit of a slope.
And we asked Michael when he was up here off the air
if it affected him.
If it is a weird mound, and he said, yeah, it's actually up by the rubber. It's really deep there, and it's kind of weird.
You can see a little bit of discoloring on that part as well. Fastball, ground ball to short. Paid Fullerton Fields, throw to first base, and the out made. You got to love it when you're fielding off turf. You're not going to get any crazy hops, really. And so the first out made on the 6-3 ground out from O'Boy. Last 2 times he has grounded out to shortstop. Malcolm Tipler, a run scored and a stolen base today. He has gone 2 for 3 at the plate with a walk, a double, and a single. Flew out to left field, and the only time he's been recorded as an out back in the second. Tipler the leadoff. His first pitch from Kindreich, strike 1 down the middle. Good job by Kindreich to get ahead. Long look in from Kindreich. The delivery. And that one foul tipped. It'll be an 0-2 count. I think you try and go a little bit further outside where the home plate umpire has been calling the fastball. And you throw that fastball one more time. If not, spoil a pitch, change planes, go fastball up, and then go fastball away. Delivery in the dirt, and he went curveball inside. I think that pitch might have hit the home plate umpire.
It may have. It looked like J. Paul was checking on him.
I thought that it hit off of J. Paul's chest protector and maybe ricocheted up. I think you got to go with the fastball here. 1-2 count, 1 out. Setting up away. Delivery. Ground ball off of the ankle of Hannes Kindreich, and he stopped it, but he couldn't find it afterwards. And so they're going to all check on him. Base hit, infield single for Malcolm Tipler, and he's got 3 hits today. Did a little kick save, but looked straight up, couldn't find it after that.
And he'll wave off Coach Beck and Cool Brian. He says he's okay, so they'll stay in the dugout, and he'll keep throwing here.
It was definitely hit hard up the middle, but a good job by Kindreich to keep the double play in order. Poked foul on the first pitch to Dalen Caligden. He is 0 for 4 today. 0 for 3 today, a sack bunt back in the 5th. Did get the out there, but flew out to second for the first out in the 7th, and had 2 strikeouts. Off speed, low and away. I'm not sure Malcolm Tipler wants to run here, as run doesn't mean anything. Only reason you'd run is to try and get out of double play depth, or double play right here to end this ball game. Kindreich, a long delivery, and he goes high leg kick, fastball, and he's going to jam Caligden again. Little late. Think you got to climb the ladder one more time with the fastball. But I have a feeling that Kendrick wants to go curveball here. We've seen him do it a few times. One-two delivery. Fastball. Fouled up and out of play. Well, it's kind of funny right now. You can see Kendrick shaking a few times. And J. Paul Fullerton behind the plate shakes his head. And then Kendrick shakes his head, telling him to do a little dummy shake. 1-2 count, 1 out. Can the Chinooks end it on a double play? That would be fitting since they are due for one today. They usually get one a game. High leg kick, runner goes. Delivery, curveball, going to be foul tipped. Cligdon just capping it off of the bat.
Tipler got to second base thinking he got in safely and turned around and went, "You've got to be kidding me. I got to do this again?"
I've seen that a few times on foul tips where guys just get in a rhythm. They take off, they're going to make it in, and they've got to go back because of a foul ball. Tipler not going this time. Curveball poked to right field. Hayden Keller coming in will make the grab. He's going to try and throw him to first, and instead it's going to be right to J. Paul Fullerton.
He threw that
Tried
ball
to end
miles.
the game. Tried to end the game on a catch him and throw him out at first base, but Malcolm Tipler gets back in safely. Hit hard by Cligdon, but the second out made. Ground out from Jackson O'Boy. Chinooks an out away, and they're going to have to face Matt Otino here. Good job by Hannes Kindreich. He'll step off, reset. Chris Beck giving the signs on what to throw here. Pilots, if they lose this game, they're an out away from doing so. They will fall to their 11th loss at 13-10. Runner goes, and the first pitch is going to be a ball. First pitch missed upstairs. The next one. Curveball, strike one. And that fooled Matt Otino as he turned his head, thought he was going to get hit with a pitch. There also came a loud yell from somewhere down the third baseline in the dugout. Ooh, and watch your lips. That one was up and inside. Hannes Kindreich is not trying to hit anybody right here. I mean,
That's the last thing you want to do.
yeah, and Matt Otino looked back at the home plate umpire, thought he was trying to do it intentionally. Why in the world would you try and put on another guy when you're up 4 runs? 2-1 pitch. Curveball. Ground ball left side. Out of reach. Fielded by Fullerton, and he's going to have to eat it as it'll be a base hit by Matt Otino. Brings up Jordan Brandenburg.
Well, Kendrick got weak contact. It just happened to be through the hole. So let's see if he can do it again here.
Yeah, another rollover ground ball hit for a single, and that's been the case for the Pilots today a few times. They've out-hit the Chinooks 10-8, but they're down 4 runs. Runners on the corners, Chinooks trying to strand them and end this ball game with 1 out. No one warming in the bullpen for the Chinooks. First pitch, curveball, strike one, ball one. Excuse me. I think it crossed a little high. Top of the zone, still a strike. But the home plate umpire has been consistent not calling that today. 1-0 delivery. And up and in again. Kendrick needs to reset.
He's got plenty of time to do so, as even if the batter comes in to score, the Chinooks still have the lead, but we're going to get a timeout. And while we do so, we'd like to say a quick thank you to Chip Morton and his family. Chip came up. You heard from him a couple of days on the broadcast if you were watching, and he came up to lead discipleship for a couple of days. He's a strength coach in the NFL.
Yeah, we had his son Aaron on the air, and then Chip yesterday as well got on the air. We had Aaron twice, and Aaron, an upcoming broadcaster, wants to get a little bit of experience there today, and he got his start in the Alaskan Baseball League. Pretty cool start there, and we loved having them on. Wish the best to them. We miss them already, and so we hope we get to cross paths with them again, whether it is up here in Alaska next year maybe or wherever. Hope to see him. Popped up and out of play off the bat of Brandenburg. 2 outs here, and again I second what Wyatt just said. Thank you so much to Chip's family, getting to meet his 2 kids and also hang out with Chip for about a week. 2-1 count, 2 outs. Runners on the corners, delivery. Pops it up on the right side. It's going to likely tail up and out as it almost hits the guy in the green shirt. Bounces right off of the bleachers, and one girl went down quick to try and go get it. She hopped down about 6 bleachers and made her way down. 2-2 count, 2 outs. I think you try and go fastball here with Hannes Kindreich. Try and win it against Jordan Brandenburg. He comes set. Runner goes. Delivery. Curveball. Hit to the left side. Fullerton will get it. Can he make the throw over? The Chinooks win it 6-2. And a good job after scoring 6 runs in the first 2 innings. They don't score again, but they pick up their 7th win of the season here against the Glacier Pilots. And they now improve to 7-16. The Peninsula Oilers, 7-17. The Peninsula Oilers picked up a win tonight as well, we believe, and so they are 9-16. Chinooks still trying to track back into 4th place. They are off tomorrow, and will be back on Friday here against the Bucks at a 7 o'clock start time, and then we'll play a doubleheader against the Bucks on Saturday, and then get ready to go for the next week. But 3 big games coming on Friday and the 2 on Saturday. 4 o'clock start time on Saturday, a game following those 2 7-inning games. Again, the Chinooks win it 6-2 tonight. Michael Barker picking up his first win. And Wyatt, what can you say about this game?
It's been a great game for the Chinooks. Really, really nice to get off early and just keep the Pilots at bay. And on behalf of the Chinooks, we'd like to wish you a happy Independence Day tomorrow, and we will be back on Friday.
Yep, we'll see you Friday. Thank you so much for listening. 6-2 win for the Chinooks, and they will be back on Friday. Tune in then. Josh Salem, Wyatt Wewell here.